Most people see a coyote and feel nothing. Not fear, not caution, nothing. They're small, they look like somebody's dog. They run when you clap your hands. That assumption is why the footage you're about to see exists.
Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Because there is a version of a coyote that has stopped running. One that has spent enough time around humans to stop reading them as a threat. And when that switch flips, the animal you assumed was harmless becomes something completely different. 5 attacks, all caught on camera. We're going to walk through exactly what happens as each one unfolds, second by second, and why almost nobody saw it coming. Woodland Hills, California, December 2022. Watch the Ring camera footage from the moment the Eliahu family pulls into their driveway in Woodland Hills, California, on the afternoon of December 3rd, 2022. Ariel Eliahu steps out and reaches into the back of the car to grab something. His 2-year-old daughter Aria is standing on the sidewalk beside him. The coyote appears from the left side of the frame. No hesitation, no circling, no cautious approach. It is already at a full run before it enters the shot, which means it was watching from a position it had already chosen, waiting for this moment. In the next second, it bites down on the girl's leg and drags her face down along the sidewalk. She starts screaming immediately. Here is what the footage tells you about intent. The coyote didn't approach to investigate. It had already decided before it entered the frame. The run-up, the direct targeting of the smallest person in the group, the immediate drag rather than a bite and retreat. Those are predatory behaviors, not defensive ones. A defensive coyote makes contact once and backs off. This one held on and pulled. Ariel hears his daughter and turns. He runs at the coyote and shouts, pulling Aria up. The coyote releases her and backs away, but does not immediately run. It stands its ground for a moment before leaving. That pause is the detail that stays with you. An animal that had just been startled would already be gone. This one is still assessing. Aria was taken to the ER with deep scratches on her left leg and bruising on her face from the concrete. Both children in the family received rabies shots as a precaution. Scottsdale, Arizona, March 2023. The attack on Lincoln Perozzi, 21 months old, happens on March 22, 2023, in the driveway of his family's home in Scottsdale, Arizona. His mother Kelly is visible on the Ring camera, walking ahead toward the house, when the coyote comes out of the bushes on the left side of the frame. This is the second attack believed to involve the same animal in less than a week. 4 days earlier, a toddler named Zeke was attacked at Aztec Park nearby. Same approach pattern, same target profile. Wildlife officials believe it's the same coyote because the behavior is too specific to be coincidental. Watch what happens in the moment it commits. Lincoln is standing between his mother and the car. The coyote doesn't go for Kelly, who is the larger adult and physically closer to the bushes. It goes for Lincoln, who is smaller and furthest from anyone who can intervene quickly. That selection is not random. Kelly's voice is caught on the audio just before impact. "Lincoln, come inside." The coyote was already mid-lunge. Lincoln received minor injuries. Kelly chased the coyote off the moment she turned around. The reason this happens in a Scottsdale driveway in broad daylight is the same reason Woodland Hills happened. A coyote that has learned to associate residential areas with food stops reading those spaces as dangerous. It learns the neighborhood. It identifies patterns and routines. And it acts in the middle of the afternoon in front of a Ring camera because it no longer connects human proximity with any kind of threat. Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, October 2025. The backyard surveillance footage from Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey on October 20th, 2025 shows a 31-year-old housekeeper standing near the back of the property. The yard connects directly to a nature preserve. The coyote comes over the fence line fast. No warning, no circling, no pause at the boundary. What the footage captures in the next few seconds is the clearest behavioral indicator on this list. A genuinely wild coyote, encountering a full-grown adult alone in an open yard, stops. It reads the situation and retreats. This one goes directly to contact from behind, targeting the back and shoulder before the woman even registers it's there. The The bite sequence in the footage shows 4 separate contact points: shoulder, arm, leg, and back. Those are not the marks of a startled animal making one defensive contact and leaving. Those are repeated strikes on a target that is actively fighting back and screaming. The coyote is not scared off by the noise. It requires the homeowner to physically run out before it disengages. It then turns and attacks the family dog before leaving the property. The woman was treated at a local hospital. The nature preserve behind the yard had multiple reported sightings in the weeks prior. The animal was never caught. Carson, California, April 2026. The driveway surveillance camera at the grandparents' home in Carson, California, captures a 4-year-old named Solomon standing beside his mother's car on April 1st, 2026, as his mother, Serena Donahue, unloads supplies from the vehicle. The coyote is not visible in the frame when the family arrives. It is watching from somewhere outside the camera's field of view. That positioning matters because it means the coyote tracked the arriving car, waited for the family to exit the vehicle, and selected its moment. It did not happen to wander past. It was already there. When it enters the frame, it is already committed to Solomon specifically, not to Serena, who is also in range. It grabs him and pulls him to the ground. Serena hears her son screaming, turns, and sees the coyote over him. She grabs Solomon and runs for the door. The coyote backs off as she moves toward it. This is the 3rd documented coyote attack on a child in the Carson area in recent years. A previous incident in the same community left a 6-year-old with injuries to his head and legs serious enough to require hospitalization. California Fish and Wildlife has been called each time. The coyote from this April attack had not been located as of initial reports. The pattern across these Carson incidents is specific: residential street, family arriving home, child separated from the adult by the open car door, coyote positioned out of frame, already watching. This animal is not stumbling into these moments. It is engineering them. Stanley Park, Vancouver, July 2021. The July 7th, 2021 incident in Vancouver's Stanley Park is the most operationally alarming of the 5 because it involves a single coyote attacking 3 separate people in under an hour across 2 different locations inside the park. The sequence begins at 8 a.m. near Prospect Point. A man doing yoga is approached and bitten on the arm. He chases the coyote away. 20 minutes later, 200 meters down the trail, a runner is attacked by what conservation officers believe is the same animal. While bystanders move in, a second person trying to intervene is also bitten on the arm and leg. 3 people, 1 hour, 1 animal. What is happening in real time here is not a series of defensive reactions. The coyote is not being cornered between attacks. It is moving through its space, encountering people, and engaging. It is not fleeing. It is not transitioning between one startled moment and the next. It is operating with a complete absence of fear across a defined area of the park. Between December 2020 and late August 2021, coyotes in Stanley Park attacked 45 people. Multiple animals, several of which had developed the same behavioral profile: no avoidance of humans, active engagement in populated zones, biting without provocation. Wildlife biologist Kristen Walker, who installed motion sensor cameras throughout the park beginning in January 2021, described what her cameras were recording as behavior she had no prior framework to explain. These animals were not defending a den. They were not trapped or cornered. They were moving through the same trails, the same seawall paths, the same morning yoga spots that thousands of people use every day, and they had decided that the people in those spaces were no longer a reason to leave. 6 coyotes were euthanized by the end of August. The attacks slowed. But here is what the trail camera footage shows that is hard to shake once you know it. The coyotes were present in those zones constantly, long before any attack. Moving through the frame at 4 a.m., at midday, at dusk, watching, learning the patterns of the place. You were never invisible to them. They just hadn't decided what to do about you yet.